This is how to influence people ethically to buy your products or services through social media and organic content marketing. So I'm going to start this video off with one of my favorite quotes that's out there in the business world. It's by Donald Miller, the guy who wrote the book Story Brand, which is a fantastic book, which I've talked about in some of my videos before, so make sure you go check that out. I actually tweaked this statement just a little bit to fit my liking a little bit more, but it goes, people don't buy the best products and services, they buy the products and services they understand the fastest. The theory of that statement means basically, if I have a service and somebody right next door has the exact same service, maybe theirs is better than mine, mine's not as good, but people know about mine more, they're more knowledgeable in my service, people are typically going to buy from me. One of the things that really encapsulates this video as a whole and the idea of this topic is one of the reasons why people don't do things is obviously because of fear, right? So we're going to start tapping into psychology of marketing. Fear is the number one reason why most people don't do something, whether it's selling a house to you, or it's buying a new phone, or it's trying a new item on a menu at a restaurant. It's because they fear it. One of the number one contributors to fear being instilled in somebody is lack of knowledge. So you see where I'm going with this. If somebody's not knowledgeable about that menu item, that new item that's on the menu, maybe they don't know anybody that's tried it before. Normally, if you go try something at a restaurant, it's because your best friend or your wife or your sister told you, hey, go try that. That's really, really good. They endorsed it. So now they give you a little bit of knowledge about that item. Maybe you ask the question, yeah, but is it spicy? Or is it sour? Or is it a really strong flavor? They're going to give you feedback and say, no, it's not spicy at all. You're going to like it a lot. Now you're probably going to go try it, right? So here's the thing. With knowledge, if we fill that knowledge gap with your customers and with your potential leads, they're not going to be fearful to move forward to work with you, regardless of the fact if your product is better than the next person's or not. Now, obviously, we want our products to be the best that they possibly can be. So if you can be better than the person next door and you knowledge filled that gap with people that are potentially going to buy from you, then you're going to be unstoppable in business, and you're going to literally outweigh your competition just by doing that, just by being the best and making sure that your potential audience knows about your product inside and out. So obviously the way that we fill this knowledge gap is basically through marketing and through sales. Obviously, these are things that you do in business. You'd market in order to be able to show off the product, show off the service, tell people about it. It's basically like, if more people know about it, the higher chance you have to bring in more clients, right? So that's the kind of thought process we're going through here. But one of the most organic ways to do this, and one of the most efficient ways, and I even said in the title of this video, is influence people ethically. We want to do it by not trying to pitch them or sell them into things. That's one way, obviously, and that's more advertising more than anything. But the way of the world now is through value. So great statement is currency follows value. So if you can deliver value to somebody, obviously, like if I have a service and I'm delivering value to somebody, then they're going to pay me for it. So therefore, the value was followed up by currency. So I got paid for the value that I delivered. But let's just take, for example, the other side of it. Maybe it's before I get the lead. Maybe I put a video out that gives, maybe you're watching this video, you're getting some value from it. You're like, wow, Josh really knows what he's talking about. Let me have him work on my YouTube content, or let me have him work on my podcast. You'll contact me, and then we begin the journey together of working together. I'm going to provide a service for you, and then you're going to pay me for it. So currency follows value. And the way that we can do that is by delivering organic content, obviously through podcasts, through social media content, through YouTube content, through writing books, email marketing, whatever it is. That kind of stuff works well. And you see some of the top business owners in the world doing this, whether you own a donut shop, a bakery, whether you own a real estate investing business. Some of the most successful businesses now in the marketing world, and especially from a lead to capture and dropping in your funnel perspective, do organic content marketing. And there's a reason for it, is because it really influences your audience and fills the knowledge gap, because I'm delivering value to you about who I am, what I do, my industry. And so you're not going to be fearful to move forward to work with me. Anytime I have somebody contact me and say, hey, I heard your name and I was interested in starting a podcast, like, what's the process of working with you? Normally what I'll do is I'll take them through and say, like, here's some examples, of course, of like kind of the work that we do. Here's some things that you can take a look at. But also, here's a playlist of videos from me that can show you kind of like, here's what we do and here's how we specialize in it. Maybe it'll deliver some value to you. And I've done that many times. People come back to me and say like, hey, I watched all your videos. They were excellent. They were super insightful. Let's work together. And that happens very often because I'm delivering value to them. Now they're going to work with me. So through content marketing, you can do this, and you just deliver value by, normally answering questions is really the sum of it all. So to me, the definition of content marketing is answering the questions that people have and your audience have about your industry, what you do, and your services and products. So if you can answer questions that are in the industry or in basically the service that you're offering or the product you're offering, if you have a shoe, if you have a new basketball shoe and you're bringing it to market and you're wanting to market it, answer questions about the shoe that people might be asking about it. How much does it cost? Does it perform well? What kind of foam is in the actual shoe? What's the performance features? What's the tech look like? That kind of stuff, those are the questions that people are asking about a product of a shoe. So you answer those questions through content marketing, through answering it on social media videos, podcasts. You go on other people's podcasts and you say like, here's the shoe. Let me show you a little bit about it. Here, actually put it on and let me know how it feels. That kind of stuff will build and curate your audience and build a lot of trust in them, fill that knowledge gap. They're not going to be fearful. Then they'll buy your product and service. And that's how you do it. So this is a little bit of a shorter video, but it was much more of an explainer of a kind of a process when it comes to marketing, filling a knowledge gap and making sure that we overcome the fears through marketing, being able to deliver content to people so that we fill that knowledge gap and then they buy from us. So that's basically how you influence people ethically to buy your products and services through organic content, social media, podcasting, whatever you want to call it. So hopefully that helped somebody and gave you a little bit of a perspective on the way that this thing works. It's not advertising, it's delivering value. And you do that through the organic content that you put out. So hopefully this helps somebody. If it did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And if you have any further questions about anything I talked about. Other than that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.